Hello, everyone. Welcome to our team training. We're so excited to learn from Erin Stones today. Erin's going to be training us on how to earn the incentive trip to La Ramona. Did I say it right,
Mhm.
guys? Romana.
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 Where
I
they're
said it
going next
wrong.
year.
And it is in Dominican Republic. So we're excited to hear from her, especially because Erin just earned level 1. So congratulations, Erin.
Thank you so much.
Freaking amazing. Has anyone else earned any of the levels? If you have, shout yourself out, like raise your virtual hand or holler. We'd love to shout you out before we start. But yeah, good job, Erin. That's amazing.
Thank
We're only
you.
a few months in and you're doing it. So Erin is the perfect person to train us all on how to do the same. So I'm going to let you take it away, girl.
Awesome. Well, it's always such an honor to be here to share with all of you guys some of the things that I am doing and just give you a little motivation and tips and tricks for how to earn the trip. And one of the first things I wanted to do was if you are here in the call on the call, and or those of you that are watching it later, I want you to drop in the comments um, what you've loved about trips that you've been on in the past. So on a Color Street incentive trip, tell us what you've loved in the past. Or if you've never been on a trip, that's okay. Tell us what makes you want to earn a trip to the Dominican Republic. So I'm going to tell you, so a few years ago, Color Street took us to the Hard Rock in the Dominican Republic. And my husband came with me and we fell in love with the place. And we actually just took our kids back a couple of weeks ago. So we got to
So
do the
fun.
Dominican Republic trip again. And it is just so beautiful there, you guys. And we had such a fantastic time. And it just fired me up and made me that much more excited about earning the trip, which got me gunning and going this month to ensure that I had level 1 by the end of the month. So I can tell you, first of all, just experiencing new places is phenomenal. And getting to experience it with people who are like minded, who are business owners, who
Yeah.
are often women. And then we get to meet some spouses, which is always fun. Not just spouses, but friends and significant others, that kind of thing. So these trips are just a phenomenal way to connect with the sisterhood that we have here in Color Street. Sisterhood, brotherhood, stylisthood. I never want to discount the people. Um, but it's just been a great opportunity. So I know I saw a couple comments in the chat. Let's see. Stacy says vacationing with friends. Jody says I love the time together, relaxing, brainstorming, and dream building. Carmen says feeling like royalty, connecting with other stylists, your own team, and side stylists. So I love all those, and just keep sharing those. And those of you watching it later, please
I'll
share because
share.
it's so. Yeah, Kelly, go.
I mean, there's so many like core memories from some of the trips. Like the foam party was like top 10 memory, like so much fun just to the pool foam party in
It's like
Punta
a near
Cana.
death experience, but it's fun.
Right. That was unreal. Like that was amazing. Trying new foods. I tried octopus tacos in Cabo. They were actually insanely good. I was like, I'll just try them just to say I tried them, and I was like, actually, these are delicious. The the Aaron on the cruise, do you remember the disco, silent disco? That was
That's like
like
still one of my core memories of life. Like
surreal. Like we
anytime I
were
hear
all
silent
like
disco, I'm like, I'm
sweating
in.
and losing our minds with everyone. It was so fun and funny too. It's funny to watch people like dance to different songs all at the same time. And just had the time of our life. There's been so many like it's just so fun to look back on all the memories that I could go on and on, but I just seeing the turtles, give
That
birth
was amazing.
in
Yeah.
Cabo, that was crazy. Really cool. Yeah, there's just been some really incredible experiences that we wouldn't have had otherwise.
Right. And I have a lot of people that say to me, gosh, you get to travel so often. And it is something truly, if without this company, I never would have had those opportunities to travel.
Yeah,
My family has
same.
5 children. And I am not one that really is like raising my hand to spend money on myself all the time. And so this is a great way to not only do work and bring money into my family, but also to spoil myself a little bit. And when I hit level 3, spoil my husband too, who is like my number one supporter. So I love all those things about the trip. So keep it coming. Thank you so much for sharing, you guys. I wanted to just kind of talk really quickly because some of you maybe have never earned a trip, or maybe you're like, okay, I don't even know what to do. So I just wanted to briefly tell you guys what the requirements are for earning the trip. The dates we have already are for September 17th to 21st of 2025. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is that if you want this to be a part of your life, put it on your calendar now, kind of like your dream board. Like mark those days off and say, I'm going to be in La Romana, Dominican Republic with Color Street, September 17th through 21st, 2025. So it's already on my calendar. It's already on my husband's calendar. And it's already on my parents' calendar who come and stay with my kids.
Same, real
So
same.
we make sure that we have that, like it's just a plan, right? So my brain is already planning on me getting there. It's incredible the brain power that you have. If you tell yourself, oh, I'm likely not going to earn it, you're probably right. But if you plan ahead that you're going to be on that trip, you're also probably right. So I'm going to tell you that right now. Add it to your calendar as we're talking, in your phone, wherever you need to do it, September 17th to 21st, 2025. And here is what you need to do to earn the trip. You need to work your business. We don't get anything we don't work for. Okay. So it starts with that. If you are not interested in working, then maybe you can take this off your dream board. But it does take work, it does take effort, and it does take consistency to get there. So I'm just gonna be, I'm a very blunt out of like, I'm just gonna tell you how it is. If you're not willing to work or you're not interested in working, just take it off your dream board, right? But if you're like, okay, I'm kind of curious, and maybe you haven't been working your business yet, that doesn't, it's not too late. We have till the end of March, March 31st to earn this trip. So we had July, August, September, October. So we've had 4 months already. That's how long it took me to get to level one. I'm going to be honest and say that's the longest it's ever taken me to get to level one. But that's okay because my life circumstances have changed and I have to work my business around what my life looks like. So, Color Street has added level one, which is enjoy the journey prize, and you need 20,000 points to get to that. We saw a little sneak peek of the bag that we're getting, and it's amazing. So I'm stoked. I was hoping it would be here before we trained because I know that they're going to start sending them soon. But once people start getting their bags, I'm sure you're going to be seeing more pictures of them. And then level one, this is when you get on the trip. That includes 4 nights accommodations for one, unlimited meals and drinks for one, and airfare is not included for level one. You need 30,000 points to get to that level. Level two to me is the sweet spot because it's 40,000 points. It's actually not as huge of a jump from level one as level three is. That's 4 night accommodation, unlimited meals and drinks, and round trip airfare, all for one person. That's 40,000 points. Level three, that's the highest level, is 70,000 points. So it's almost double what level two is. It's more than double what level one is. It's 4 night accommodations for two, unlimited meals and drinks for two, and round trip airfare for two. So you get to bring a guest. And so it's like, okay, that seems like a lot of points, but there are simple ways to use them. And really, it just boils down to working your business. So for every single PV, and in the US, PV is 1 for 1, $1 for 1 PV. In Canada, I don't know what the conversion rate is right now. Do you happen to know, Stacy Stevens? If you do, tell us. But PV is not equal to dollars in Canada, just so you know. So we're going to talk in terms of PV because that's what is consistent for everybody. So for every 2 PV that you get, you're going to get, or every 1 PV that you get, you're going to get 2 points. Sorry, I was saying that backward. Every 1 PV is 2 points. Okay, so if you sell 300 PV in a month, which is what I challenge everybody to do all the time, that's going to give you 600 points. Okay. Then if you have a new stylist that enrolls underneath you or joins underneath you, you're going to get 1,000 points when they hit qualified status, which is 150 PV. Okay. So if Kelly came and joined under me, which would be the greatest dream ever, and also she can't do that because she's already a stylist, I would get 1,000 points when she hit 150 PV. I guess I should just say Sally, not Kelly. Okay, so
Which
random
is
Sally
which
joins
is
under.
not too hard considering they start off with 75 PV.
Correct. They only have to get 75 more PV. And with those holiday bundles we have right now, it's actually not that hard, right? So the holiday PV or the bundles are amazing. Okay. And then once they hit that 150 PV and you get the 1,000 points, then for every PV they sell after that, you're going to get a point as well. I mean, talk about the gift that keeps on giving. You help someone join, you help them. Like, this isn't just a free ride either. You help them get to their goals, and then you're going to continue to receive 1 point for every PV that they sell. In the meantime, they're also getting 2 points for every PV they sell. So that really could be huge. And to me is the key to, well, there's two things, getting to level 3. Okay, and then
Erin,
the final one is
Erin,
rank advancements. When you rank advance for the first time since April of 2022, to rank of gold stylist or higher, you're going to get 5,000 points. I mean, you guys, if you aren't gunning for a rank advancement, I'm telling you, you want this trip, gun for the rank advancement. 5,000 points is huge. Like, if you think about it, from 30,000, I should have been holding this up because I'm looking at a picture and realize I'm not showing you the picture. So from 30,000 to
where
40,000,
can they get this printout? Can you let them know?
yes, there is a group called, it's a group that I'm an admin of. Hold on, let me remember. I should tell you the name. It's Destination Color 2025, La Romana. So it's just a support group for getting to the trips. And it just changes every time there's a new trip, we change the group, and that's what it is. But this is
Yeah,
in
and
here, and there is both a color copy and a black and white copy if you want to do your own coloring.
there's also one in Team Nailed It as well if you all
Yeah, there are
search
all over
there
the
too.
place. I think there's some in Mimi's graphics. I think there's some in the original graphics group. And I was going to talk about making sure you have an accountability way for you to track. Okay. And then let's see. Yeah, so then the first time rank advancements to gold stylist and above, you're going to get 5,000 points. So if you did gold stylist, platinum stylist, bronze leader, you do 3 of them, you could get 15,000 points literally just for those rank advancements. So once you hit those, you get those, which is phenomenal. Okay. So that, I just wanted to make sure people knew what the eligibility criteria was so you know how to get there, because I did see someone say they've never earned a trip before, and I had someone once tell me, I reached out to him and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so much closer to this trip than you thought. And she was like, I don't even know how to earn it. And I was like, ooh boy. Eek. Okay. So I want to make sure you know how to do that. Okay. So how do you do that though? I said 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 70,000. That is super overwhelming. Okay. You could sell $35,000 in nail strips and get to level 3, because 35,000 is half of 70,000, and you get 2 points for every PV. Okay. If you want to be the person that just earns this with selling alone, you can do that. You can sell $15,000 to $35,000 over the next several months, and you can earn between level 1 and level 3. It's doable. There are people that are at level 3 already who have earned that. But it's not as plausible to think you're going to sell $35,000 in nails in the next 4 months. Is there a way to do it? Absolutely. I don't want to discount anybody who wants to give it a try. I'm just telling you, when you start looking at setting your goals and looking at this thing and saying, how am I going to get there? Be reasonable with what your goals are, and make sure that your goals are measurable. So that being said, there's 3 areas that I always set in my goals for earning the trips: personal sales, enrollment, and rank growth. Because those are the 3 ways to earn it, right? So you need to be aware of the different ways that you can earn the trip. It always starts with personal sales. That one is the one that you have the most control over. And so what I like to do every single month is say, okay, what is my personal sales goal this month? And like I said at the beginning, if you are just working towards working your business and building your business, most likely the trip will come. But it is nice to have that trip and the requirements for the trip as a framework for how you're going to also work your business. Okay, does that make sense? They kind of are hand in hand with each other. I mean, how brilliant that corporate would do that for us. Give us a trip that encourages us to build our businesses, which in turn builds our business, and we get to go on vacation because of it. So if you're looking, let's say you are, I don't know, I was going to write scenarios down and then I thought maybe I'd ask people on the call, but I don't really want to put people on the spot maybe. Kelly, if you want, I could look at where you're at right now and we could break it down, or we could choose, I could just like make up Sally, my Sally stylist.
Okay, we can do mine. I am at, I'm in the back office. Hold on, let me look.
Okay.
I'm at about like 12,500 points.
Okay. 12,500 points. Okay. So we're going to say that Kelly is working towards level 1. Okay. Which, let me tell you a little secret, guys. When you go on the trip, nobody knows if you were level 1, level 2, or 3, or do they care? Getting on the trip is getting on the trip, right?
Yep.
So the only way you really ever know if someone got level 3 is when they have a husband on their arm walking around the whole time. And even then, so a lot of times people buy extra hotel spaces and bring their husbands. So that's not even always telling either. So just know that getting on the trip is getting on the trip. You will be proud regardless of what level you got, because it's incredible. Okay.
Amen.
So Kelly is going for level 1, which is 30,000 points. Okay.
Also, if anyone else wants Erin to do this, just write in the chat. I won't even say your name. I can just write the, you know.
Okay. And I'm doing this on the back of my business card. Okay. So here we are.
Perfect.
That's how we roll. Okay. So she's already got 12,500 points out of 30,000. So we're going to say she needs 17,500 points more. Okay. 17,500 points divided by 2. Hold on. This is getting mathy for me. 8. She needs like, I'm dividing it by 2 because she sells half the amount and she's going to know how much she needs to sell. Okay. And we're doing this just based on sales at this moment. Okay.
Okay.
So, I do have a phone here. I'm going to make my phone math that number because I think it's 8,800 roughly. But as soon as I say that, I don't want to be wrong. Rely on your calculators, guys. I don't need to be that stubborn to think I can always do it in my head that fast, but I'm also that stubborn. 8,750. See, I was close. Okay, so I always round up just a little bit to give me a cushion. So 8,800 points. We're going to say Kelly still need, or 8,800. So she could sell 8,800. In the next, we have
We got November,
November,
December,
December,
January,
January,
February,
February, March.
5 months.
5 more months. Okay, so we're going to divide that by 5. You guys, she only has to sell $1,750 per month for the next 5 months, and she will have level 1 without doing anything else. Okay. And I say only, I know. We're going to talk about a few ideas in a couple minutes of how you can bring sales in. But let me tell you something. Let's say she has 8,800. Let's say that Kelly recruits 1 per month for the next 5 months. And those all five of those people she coaches and she helps them qualify. I need to go off my business card. It's not big enough. Hold on. Okay, so we know we're going to go back to 17,500 is how many she needs. So if she does 5 recruits and each of them sells the 150, that's 5,000 points. Okay. So we take 17,500, subtract 5,000. She's down to 12,500 divided by 2 because she gets 2 for every PV, 6,250. And if I'm going too fast, I'm really sorry. And we're going to divide that by 5. So now she only needs to sell 1,250 per month. She has 5 new recruits, 1,250. And we're also going to pretend right now that Kelly started out as a gold stylist or as a silver stylist. Okay. And now she is a platinum stylist. So that was 10,000 points that she earned because she went from gold stylist. She got gold stylist and platinum stylist because she has she's got these new recruits who are helping her build her team.
Mm-hmm.
So really, she went 12,500, 2,500. Hold on. She only has to sell $300 a month instead.
If I got the rank up, the 5,000 rank up points, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, okay, so Kelly needs 17,500 points. She decides to set a goal. Okay, so she started at Silver Stylist. She decides to set a goal. She's going to recruit one per month for the next 5 months, and she's going to help coach them, share ideas with them for how to get to 150 so they get there. Okay, so for each of those, she's going to get 1,000 points just for when they hit 150. So that takes her 17,500 down to 12,500. But now because she's gone from Silver Stylist to Platinum Stylist, she's going to get 5,000 for her Gold Stylist advancement and 5,000 for her Platinum Stylist advancement, which takes her down to only needing 2,500 points. And she only needs to sell, I might even be doing this wrong, but $300 per month to get that.
We're going to
I think
trust your math because
well,
I'm not
300,
math checking.
300 PV a month, I'm saying that number because she has to in order to get paid and have her rank, she has to have 300 in sales as a leader. 150 is qualified stylist, but if you don't know this, to be paid as a leader, you have to have a minimum of 300 PV. So I just break it down and say she has to have 300 because that's how my brain works. Okay.
Yeah. And Carmen mentioned plus any of those recruits that get any PV helps too.
Yeah. So we're talking basics right here. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how you're going to need to break it down. And this is that's what I challenge you to do. So we talked about these charts and stuff. That's kind of how I used to do it in the past. I've earned a lot of trips now, guys, and so my brain just maths it without having to always have it in picture form for me. I mentioned earlier that there's both black and white, and this one, they're in Team Nailed It. They're probably in any other team spaces you're a part of. I've seen them all over the place, the graphics groups. Find one that is pleasing to you, that makes you excited about it. And for me, I actually had one with me that I was traveling to trips or to vendor events with me, and I have like actual lines written, and like, this is the month, right? This is, I want to be here by the end of this month. I want to be here by the end of this month. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's super smart to break it down by month because then you know, like, this is my minimum based on sales that I want to get because you would hate to be like 200 off or you don't want to be like March and be like, well, crap, now I've got to sell, 8,000 this month to get it. Like, it's easier to do it in small increments than to
Exactly.
try to like really do a huge push at the end.
Right. So you want to definitely break it down into if chunking actually helps our brains too, because when you feel overwhelmed, you tend to just avoid that at all costs. That's what our brain does to protect us. So when you're able to break it down into chunks and do it into more manageable pieces, it feels less daunting. So
Mhm.
I start from the beginning and I kind of like break it into, this is how much PV I want to sell every single month. And this is like the rank I need to be, and this is how many I want to recruit every month. And I also say, okay, and I would really like to earn this level of the trip by this date. So it used to always be I need to earn level 1 within the first month, and that's not realistic right now, right? So be realistic with your goals and make them measurable. If you say, I want to sell, I want to sell this, right? So I said I pick level 1. I said I want to hit level 1. And for me, it was by the end of October, which I made it. But then I break it down even further. So that means that I want to sell 5,000 PV this month, and I break it down by month as well. So this is my long-term goal. And how am I going to break that into chunks? Because if your goals are not measurable, you don't know if you've met them. So like when people say, I want to have more PV, to me, if I'm coaching them or whatever, I say, I want more specific. How much more PV? Like, be specific. And if they say, I want to book more parties, no. How many parties? You need to have goals that you can check off. Even if they are outlandish or high level goals, you need to be able to check those off, right? So that also tells your brain that you achieved something. If you don't give yourself specific goals, it's kind of your cop out. It's your way to be like, oh, well, really, when I said more PV, all I meant was 50 PV. And you're giving yourself an easy out. That's also protection mode for yourself. So stop it. Be very specific in what you're working towards. If you really want to get on this trip, be specific and work towards those specific goals, and it's going to make a difference. So some of the strategies I'm going to talk to you about as far as how am I going to hit these numbers, is number one, you need to have a strategy. You need to have a sales strategy. Do you know anything about our products? Have you tried them yourself? I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has tried the nails, right? But have you tried our eyeshadow? I thought I had it sitting here. Have you tried our eyeshadow? Have you tried our eyeliner? Have you tried your hand and nail care? You are your very best testimonial. And what I found for myself is when I can fall in love with a product, it is so much easier for me to sell it. If I've never even seen it or had it in my hands, it's a lot harder for me to share with others. Now, I do know that we have budgets and we're not encouraging anybody to go into debt to run their Color Street business. Absolutely not. But we can run our own parties. We can be the hosts of our own parties. And when I very first started with Color Street, my goal was to have one of every set from the entire catalog. And I did that by hosting my own parties and cashing in the rewards so that I could have one of everything in my, in my inventory. And now I want to have one of the eyeshadow colors, the eyebrow pencils. When they have the stylist bundles, I will sell extra that week. I'll work extra hard reaching out to customers in order to have the funds to get those stylist bundles and to have those things in my hands. It takes planning and it takes strategy for me to do that, right? So it's not just me throwing money at it. Whether I can afford it or not, I want to be reinvesting my business money into my business money. So I make sure I understand the product. I know the product knowledge. I attend as many trainings as I can that corporate offers, and I watch replays. We have the product spotlights. We have, all those they offer something every single day, and my brain's going blank from the names of them. But when I pay attention to those things, they give us some really amazing golden nuggets about these products because those who help develop them are sharing that information with us. And also, I am not afraid to tell customers these are new products and I literally don't know the answer to that, but I'll find it. The answers are there, the information's there. You don't have to know everything about your products, but I mean, recently I had someone who was selling that said, I didn't even know we had lipstick. Guys, we've had lipstick for over 2 years, but they didn't know because they weren't paying attention, right? So know what you sell, know what you have to offer, and know how to find the answers if you don't know everything right away. That's okay. Be your own best resource. Everything's in the virtual office, or there's access to it on the stylist website or the customer facing website. So if your customer says, where are the ingredients? Help them teach a man to fish, right? Like show them where to find that information so that they can be proactive themselves when they're shopping or looking. They're like, oh yeah, I can just click down here and see what the ingredients are in these different products. Also, think about having more effective marketing or marketing at all. Just a post with no pictures or things to draw people in is not going to get people interested in shopping. Now, for me, I don't just stick to one form of marketing. I do online as much as I can because, like I said, I have 5 kids and I'm very busy. But I also look for all the opportunities that I can to sell my product and to get it in front of other people. So I was going to share with you, I went to a networking event yesterday and it was wear pink and costumes. And I was like, I'm going to wear pink and I'm going to show up. And I brought this thing right here. So I did my makeup and then I brought every pink item I could think of that we had to show people because everyone had an opportunity to talk for a minute about their business. So here's all of our pink makeup. I brought
That
this
looks so
pink
dang
bag
cute. Just
from
the way that you showed it right there is like sold.
right. And then I brought this. I also brought all the pink lipsticks and I brought a book bin full of all the pink nails that I could pull out. And I sold over $100 in 15 minutes to the people who were there. And they just rifled through what I had. And all I had was pink options. Like I didn't even have everything. Right. And I set up 2 appointments, personal makeup appointments. These people are going to come to my house and try the different makeup products and decide what they want to get. Because they were like, oh, I want to see all your colors. I want to see this. So in a matter of 15 minutes, I sold $100 and I made 2 appointments for people to come over. And I'm going to tell you right now, When it comes to the makeup, when I do one-on-one makeup appointments, I sell 3 times as much. I had a lady come do a one-on-one with me 2 weeks ago. $220 later, she walked away with her makeup, and all the makeup I had earned from parties. So I didn't pay any money for it, or it was my half price, whatever. Right. So that was a higher commission for me. And one of them already called me again and said, I need to come back and get some more. Awesome. Okay. So I found a way to get myself in front of an audience. I didn't wait for people to come to me. And I didn't just assume that a single post on social media was going to do it for me. Okay. So, that to be said, there are opportunities out there. You may not, I am struggling personally to get people to host parties right now. Absolutely struggling. People are telling me they're not interested, they're busy, oh, they'll do it later. I'm hearing all the excuses in the book, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't have time for the excuses. I'm going to do something different. I do vendor events. They are long, they are exhausting, and they are a great way to get yourself in front of an audience. Okay, so there's that I do. I do one-on-one appointments as often as I possibly can. I found a local networking group so that I can get myself in front of other people who also have a vested interest in referring me. Okay, does that make sense? Have you guys heard of those before? So it's literally, mine is a women's networking group, only women-owned businesses. We get together once a week, and once a month we get together in person. We share our products, and then we refer each other to our family and friends, and on social media, right? I'm doing one-on-one appointments. I do have one party, in-person party booked in November. I have 3 vendor events. And then I just keep following up with people who have shopped with me in the past. And I have my VIP group. So I am utilizing all those different marketing strategies in order to hit my one goal. It's not just me focusing on one area. And I know that there's some people that say, this is literally the only way I can do it. And that's great. Like, if you can only do online, then become the master of what you do online. Do research, watch trainings, read books. Don't, I hate to use the word don't. Be the forever learner. If anyone ever knows anything about Amanda Simon, she's a top recruiter with Color Street. She has a growing team. She will tell you, read your personal development books. And Kelly's always said that too, but she, not just personal development, she reads business development books. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. She's like, I didn't know how to recruit when I joined Color Street. So I told myself I had to learn, right? So she's read and read and read and read and read. Kelly has always, talked about personal development and reading and enriching your knowledge and your skills that way. If you're a forever learner, you will continue to grow, and your business will continue to grow. And then the last thing I want to say about your sales strategies is you've got to find a follow-up system. If you give someone a sample, you need to have a way to follow up with them. If you have someone that has purchased products, follow up and find out how they like them. Make them want to help them want to continue shopping with you and using our products. Because I can tell you from being a vendor girl that I would say probably 50% of my people I never hear from again. They never shop for me again. They never do those things. The reason they work for me is because quantity, right? It is true, as much as like those things try to tell you online. If your upline's telling you not to do that, well, the more people you talk to, the more people you have to share with, period. Like, it's just the reality of it. I'm not telling you to cold call or to reach out to people. Hey, girl, right? No, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you, the more people you talk to about your business, the more it's going to grow, period. Like, that's just math, guys. It's just mathing. So follow up with your people. And then obviously, along with your sales strategy, you need to have your team building strategy. If you don't know how to do it, there are all kinds of, like I said, books and things that you can read, podcasts you can listen to. I would guess, Kelly, does your podcast have anything on recruiting at all yet?
No, but I just posted a really empowering podcast in Team Nailed It, and y'all need to listen to it. It'll make you want to feel empowered and capable to do literally anything.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to go listen to that. I'm
Go
excited.
listen.
Okay.
I do have some thoughts about recruiting.
Yes, I want to hear them because Kelly is a rock star with that as well.
So, a couple things. It is going to make it easier if you recruit people now, because any points they get also help you all the way up till March. So now is the time, especially where we have such a killer promo in October. You have 48 hours left to take advantage of it. Um, but so I would say recruit now, like really put the time and effort into recruiting. And if you do recruit, one way to kind of like encourage them to, get help them get motivated to do the sales and stuff is I get them on a call and I show them there's so many like cash money bonuses they can earn when they, hit their 500 PV the first full month, the Jumpstart one, or when they hit the first or the not qualified stylist, but bronze stylist. Like I kind of paint a picture of like you can earn $50 if you do this, and then you can earn another 50 if you do this. And then if you do all 3 months, you earn a bonus 150 in addition to the 150 you've already earned. So I try to paint the picture of all the cash bonuses that they can earn because money's motivating. That's probably why they joined. So kind of painting that picture and even telling them, because a lot of people are like, well, how do you get them to want to earn the first 150? And I'm like, well, I tell them that is our first rank. Like you will earn your first rank by getting the 150 PV, which really only is 75 for them. And, then I'll do a shout out. So those are some ways to kind of motivate them to, to hit some of those goals. And then just sharing business blessings, sharing how this company has been a blessing to you, has always helped me recruit as well.
Yeah, I love all of those things. And one thing I can tell you, from my experience over the years is that there really is no cookie cutter way of bringing a new stylist into the business. It's about connecting with people. I mean, to get them in the door, first of all, it's connecting with them and finding the ways that this business can bless their lives because it is going to be different for everybody. And then once they're on, I know it can feel overwhelming helping them get started in their business. But I love that Kelly does this. This is the same thing I do as well as I hop on a phone call with them. I get to know more about them and what their goals are with the business. And then we build a plan around what works for them. And I'll tell you, it doesn't always work. And the people do not always become a rock star stylist or move very far forward in their business. But I'm supporting them in the way, like I'm meeting them where they're at, and I'm supporting them in the ways that they want to approach the business. And I'm, helping them achieve their goals, not mine. Right. So that's kind of refers to like the Go Giver book, right? When you're helping others, then you tend to see your goals achieved as well. But when you make it about them and what they can do too, because I'm telling you right now, people could join today and they can earn this trip. It can be done. We still have 5 full months to do it, and it can be done, right? So, but make sure you're working to support your new stylist, even if you're like, I'm new to this as well. That doesn't mean you can't bring someone into the business and help them be successful. And one thing I've encouraged some of my girls to do is just to tell their, friends that are joining them, like, let's learn how to do this together. Let's be running buddies and figure it out. And that's been really, really great for them. And the final thing, so you need to set your goals, right? Like I need you to break down, or I challenge you to break down, whatever level you're shooting for, break that down over the next 5 months. Obviously subtract the points you've already earned. But one thing I failed to say before is I reset every single month because I don't necessarily hit the numbers that I thought I was going to hit, or sometimes I hit more. So then every month I reset and I'm like, okay, here's where I'm at now. This is what I have left. And I reevaluate every single month. I don't do it every week or every day because that is overwhelming. For me, it's like at the beginning of the month, okay, let's reset. This is where I'm at. This is what I have left to go. Here's what I need to do.
That's great
And I
advice.
set those strategies forth. So if I'm going to say my goal is 5,000 PV this month, I can't just say my goal is 5,000 PV and then sit down and wait. I have to break it down more. Okay, how am I going to hit 5,000 PV in this month? And that's when I start having more something to work towards. Okay, I need to sell, $1,200 this week or 1,200 PV this week. What am I going to do to get there? Because just posting on social media is not going to work for that. Okay, so I'm going to add in a vendor event. And I know it's easier said than done, But also, I'm going to tell you, vendor stylists are a very special breed. They're not made for everybody. But I always say try it at least once. Um, so look around. You might be shocked. A vendor event I'm doing this Saturday is with a realtor who they're setting up just small vendors and bringing clients, like they're different clients. Like it's so random, but I've just been paying attention to this realtor that's local to me, and I saw her talking about it and was like, hey, is that something I can be a part of? It's a $30 booth fee, and I will be in front of, I think there's a couple dozen realtors and their clients that are coming to this event. So, and it's also a charity event. So they are donating. My booth fee is actually going to support a charity, which gets people driven to want to come. So there are things out there. You don't just have to do the huge holiday events or the huge, like those ones are massive investments. And honestly, I lose money on most of them, if I'm being honest. It's the smaller events where I have more opportunity to talk one-on-one with people that I actually see a lot of long-term growth from. And if you can't find one, you can also create your own event. At one point, I posted in my neighborhood Facebook group and said, hey, I'm going to host a little mini vendor event at my house. Who has a business that's interested? And I immediately had 6 different people interested. We came to my house. We each set up just like a tiny little spot. Neighbors came, people shopped, and they went home. And everybody had a great time. And nobody, like, that cost me nothing,
That's
right?
a
It
good
didn't cost
idea.
me anything to do that. So be creative, but once you have those goals set, you need to break it down and figure out how you're going to reach them. And if you say, I'm going to recruit one person this month, but you literally don't have a conversation with even one person all month long, don't be surprised when your plan fails. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail, or you're planning to fail, you're failing to.
You got it right. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Yeah.
Yes. So it be as specific as you can as you're working towards this. And my favorite part about it all is that your business is going to grow. It's going to continue to grow when you are working towards earning this trip, and when you are um, setting those measurable goals and then tracking those, utilizing the tools that we have available. Kelly does trainings in this team group. Some of your uplines might do trainings. Use your upline as a resource. Like it's your business. You have as much responsibility to reach out to them and say, this is what I need help with. Do you have any suggestions, ideas? Or like I do with Kelly, I'm all, hey, Kelly, I hit a goal, right? Because celebrating those small wins is huge, but don't expect everybody else to always notice that those are happening, right? Like if you know something's happening, let your upline know and celebrate with them and give them an opportunity to celebrate you too. I would love to say that as an upline, I can keep track of what everybody's doing. It's so much more challenging than you think, because we're all humans too, and we are all busy in our personal lives. So give yourself that little pat on the back by telling people that you hit goals and giving them a chance to celebrate with you. I love that Kosher added the Enjoy the Journey prize. It's a great way for us to start early on celebrating when we hit that level. Um, and don't be afraid to share your goals and your wins with your customer group too, if you have a customer group. Don't be afraid to share that with them. People like to see people win. They really do. As much negativity as we see in social media and out in the public, people really do like to see people win. And sometimes it motivates your customers to want to help support you more when you are sharing the things that you're working towards. So I know I've talked for a long time. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask me? What my vendor, or if anyone's curious what my VIP group looks like, I do minimum 3 posts a day. I share a Nelfie of the day, and it's of current sets that they can get. I share like an interactive post, and then I do try to do something personal in the evenings. So VIP value, oh my gosh, what does the I stand for? All of a sudden my brain went blank.
Interactive.
Yes, value, interactive, and personal. So, and then once a week, every Tuesday night, I do a game night in with my group. I literally have people message me. People that never shop will message me and be like, "Hey, I didn't see the game night. Are you doing one?" Like my group absolutely loves it. I do holiday things every year, so when I say I'm active in my group, I'm absolutely active. But guess what? It all gets scheduled. right? So I love that we can do scheduling with Facebook. It's very helpful. Do you
Uh,
have a training somewhere about your personal makeup appointments? No, I don't, Carmen, but they're all very personalized. They come over and I talk to them and ask them what it is that they're looking for in their makeup products. Because then I try to highlight the ingredients that I know are going to be enticing to them. So I let them tell me first what they're looking for, and then we go from there. And I do have not every single color of the cheek products, but I have all the lipstick colors and I have the different types of the cheek products. And then I let them try it out and see what it feels like on their skin. And then we always wrap it up with, now that I have it, the cleansing balm. Um, Let me see. So it doesn't contaminate the makeup if they decide not to buy it. I do have the sample ones, and then you can clean them with, like, you can spray them with alcohol. But I also have like individual, those little where did, I don't know where, if I have any right here. I have those like little makeup sponge things that you can buy, and they use those. Yeah. So I don't open, like, if there's one that I don't have open, a color that they don't have open, I just, when they say, "Can I see it?" And I just say, like, you can open it from the bottom end of the makeup without actually breaking the seal. I don't know if I should say that out loud. So they can look at the color, but I don't allow them to touch an unopened one unless they're planning to buy it. Cleansing balm
nice.
is a golden ticket.
I love it. I feel like there's studies that say that when people try something, they're much more likely to buy it. As you've seen when you put the sample on the nails, but the makeup too, like that's huge. I
Huge.
love that.
I did a vendor event last weekend and I sold something from every single category, which was awesome. And some of them, like, I do not let people test the mascara. I just can't do it. And if they ask, I say, "I'm sorry, but the magic is in our wand and I can't, I don't do samples." And they usually buy it anyway and they're happy with it. Um,
Yeah,
and
you can't
really,
not be happy with it. It's like our number one selling makeup product.
it's so good.
So
And what I do
good.
with the cleansing balm now too, since that's a new addition to vendor events, I have them put the makeup on their hand. I have a tiny little squirt bottle. They take just a little bit of the product, they rub it into their hand. We do a tiny squirt bottle for the emulsifying, and then I have just cut up pieces of paper towel, and then they can wipe it off and see how quickly it comes off. But I usually have them put like the eyeliner on. That's what I typically do because I don't also let them try that on their eyes. Nope, not happening. You can put that on your hand. And then we talk and I'm like, let's give it a minute to dry because it's gel. And, and then I also show them how they can smudge it if they want the smoky look. And I do that right on their hand. And then I have it sit for a minute so it can actually get like dry and not smudgy. And then at the end, we do that very last thing. So, um, but yeah, as far as the makeup appointments go, a lot of time it's more about being able to see the colors in person and to feel what the balms feel like. Because a lot of people are really curious about that because they think lip balm and it doesn't feel like a lip balm necessarily, if you know what I mean. So letting them try that and then just, putting colors next to their skin. A lot of time I have all the lipsticks and people will just put lipstick all the way down their arm and figure out what color they like. Um, yeah.
Yeah. So good, Erin. So good. Everyone's saying thank you for this training and important reminders. Carmen said, going to break down the numbers for this trip. I need small goals or I shut down. I needed this today. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
so good, Erin.
My final challenge is going to be to break down your numbers and set your goals and send those to your upline to hold yourself accountable and share it with your family too. My family always knows what I'm working towards. And then they're a lot more patient with me when I'm working. And they're also more supportive when they know what I'm working towards. So
That's great advice. Love it. Okay, guys, I hope to see you all there. Erin's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. It's on my calendar. I'm doing it. So hope you guys will be there too. It's gonna be so much fun and so rewarding. All right,
yay.
thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye guys.